name's Ryan. I sing in One Step Closer. Yeah, we got a new record coming out called All You Embrace on May 17th. I'm super stoked about it.
Beautiful, Ryan. Thanks for joining us today, brother.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I'm super stoked to do this, honestly.
My pleasure, bro. So, as you said, One Step Closer unleashed your latest album, All You Embrace, on May the 17th. Like, it's not far off now, mate. How you feeling? You excited, nervous, couldn't give a shit? How you feeling?
I'm honestly nervous and super excited as well, just because this is kind of like a big deal record for us. I feel like the second LP is always a little scary, and I feel like we've been trying to do our best to just like keep our nerves and just keep everything pushing. We're super excited to finally put it out.
Right. So, can you tell us more about All You Embrace from a musical point of view and what you were going for with it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, pretty much we were just trying to expand our sound from what it already has been. We were trying to be a little bit more melodic and just kind of push, at least the singing aspects of the band even more. And I feel like we've always been more of a melodic band and more kind of like, I don't know, we're a melodic hardcore band, you know what I mean? So it's always been sick to just like kind of push that even more on every release that we've done. And for this one, I think we were really just trying to be limitless and just not hold ourselves back.
Very cool. And you've released the singles Orange Leaf, Leap Years, and Grants to Spare so far, mate. So, all up, would you say they're a good sonic representation of what to expect from the album?
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of everything. Honestly, we've put out I think we've done Leap Years, which is a faster song. And then we've done Giants to Spare, which is a little bit of a slower song. And then we did Orange Leaf now, which is a little bit more of just like kind of just a rocker. You know what I mean? It's like a little bit of everything. And I think sonically it gives a good representation of like the flow of the record, because we got a little bit of everything throughout the whole record. We have some slow songs, we have some fast ones. And, we kind of did that intentionally just to like give a good sonic listening experience through the record,
Yeah. And in the modern age of music, mate, like there's so many things changing, like with everything from day to day, pretty much. But in the modern age, like, is there a set criteria when it comes to looking at singles that you release? Like, do you pick your three best ones? Do you pick the ones that are going to cover everything? Like, is it throw dart at a dartboard and see what comes out?
I think sometimes it's not only the ones that like, we think that will do well, but I think a lot of it comes down to us just being confident within a certain, group of songs or something like that. Because, our management and like record label were kind of pushing for some songs that I really didn't even think that we were like considering as singles. You know what I mean? Like we all kind of came to the conclusion that Leap Years would be a good song just because we put it out on the leap day. And it kind of just like made sense for that time. And it was a song that wasn't too sonically different, but then we really wanted Giants to Spare as a single just because we felt so connected to that song. And they were kind of like, oh, like, we're kind of down with whatever you want to do, but we are kind of thinking a different song. And we pushed for Giants, and I'm really happy that we did, because I feel like that song really resonated with a lot of people. And yeah, so it's a little bit of everything. You got to take into consideration like what songs you think will do well, but also you kind of got to follow your gut a little bit on like, if something immediately clicks in your head, like when you're recording and you're like, yo, this needs to be a single, that's what you got to do,
Yeah, fair call. Now, we go into that a little bit deeper, bro. Like the press release says that the singles offer a glimpse of the band's evolution on All You Embrace. Would you agree with that? Would you agree that they're showing growth specifically?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like I feel like this record is a big sonic leap for us in a way, but also like has a lot of familiar. I can't even say the word.
It's a prick of a word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Familiarities.
You know what I'm saying? Familiarity. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it has a lot of that from like the old stuff, So like I feel like for us, I think that kind of sums it up well, where we really did try to make sure that like the songs that we put out weren't too much of a leap until we kind of dove into it a little bit more, especially with the first track, because like we didn't want to scare people away too soon,
Sure. But that'd be counterproductive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta bring people in. You gotta get people stoked, you know? So
Now, I noticed there's no song on the album called All You Embrace, Bro, which suggests to me that the title's got a bit greater significance.
yeah, I mean this whole record is really like based around like kind of like life change and just change in general within the band and different things. And uh I feel like we kind of were just throwing so many different names out there, like for the record, just because we don't like to name records off of just song titles because it feels a
Yeah.
little, it just feels a little basic to me, you know. And no,
It's,
no
it's
diss to anyone that does that.
it's bloody lazy. That's what it is.
Yeah, it feels a little lazy sometimes, right? So we wanted to come up with something that really like kind of summed up the record in a whole, and we were kind of just like I said, throwing different names out there, and then I said all you embrace just because it felt like we kind of have to either embrace these changes that are happening, or I feel like you kind of could send you down a spiral sometimes, and like leaves you wondering like what the hell are you doing with your life, you know what I mean? So we kind of summed it up, and I feel like it felt like it connected with the record really well, and felt like it really just brought the whole atmosphere of the record into like three words. And yeah, I'm super excited that we ended up going with that for the song, or for the album title.
Wait. Now, I've read a quote, mate, where you said, I wanted us to be 100% ourselves and be as authentic to our band as we could possibly be on the album. Right? Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, of course. I mean that's just me at this point in my life, just being as honest and true to like what we are as people, and or who we are as people, I mean, and what we are as a band. um this band is, like I said, always been way more melodic, and we're not a mosh band. We're not like people getting hurt to our music kind of band. We are just a band that people want to sing along to and stage dive and do that kind of thing. And I think we fully embrace like what that is, and we just didn't hold ourselves back with that. And I feel like for a long time I felt like I kind of had to hold back, like at least like I was like afraid of singing more and yelling less. And I think we're kind of at the point in our lives and like where we are with this band, where like we've been doing this band for 7 years now, and we want to do what we've always intended on doing, and that's kind of making music like this record.
Yeah. Now, speaking of these styles of music, bro, like you combine quite a few different genres to come up with your own unique and fresh sound. But was it a plan coming together of musical styles when you started, or did you just sort of trial and error and just see what worked and what didn't?
It feels like, to me, like when we were in this writing process, it felt very natural. It felt like this is what the next thing that we would write would be. So as we were like kind of demoing ideas and songs and different things, like this, like the songs were just kind of pouring out of us at that point, of just like sitting there writing the songs and demoing out the guitars. Like this is just what was coming out. That was just what was coming out of us, and we kind of just kept rolling with it. And then once we had a big batch of songs, we're like, let's just dial in this exact vibe that we have right now and pick the songs that make sense and create an atmosphere for the record. And yeah, we ended up writing like over 20 songs and then narrowed it down to the 11 that are on the record.
Very cool. Now, I noticed looking through your discography, mate, that you guys released 5 EPs between 2016 and 2020, but didn't put
Yeah.
out a debut album, This Place You Know, until 2021. So was there a reason for focusing on EPs so much to start off with?
I honestly think it was just because we were so young and we really didn't know what we were doing. Honestly, the band started when I was like 17 years old, and uh, we didn't really know how to write music. Like we were just kind of like trying our best to be a hardcore band and like write like what we thought was like melodic hardcore, but it really wasn't. It was just kind of just like 80s 90s sounding hardcore kind of stuff. And we finally kind of like found our footing in 2019 when we released From Me to You, which was the EP that came out on Triple B Records. And that one kind of like, I don't know, that was kind of our first stepping stone as a band, where we were like, okay, we wrote something that like we're actually stoked on, and feels like more of what we've been trying to do, you know? Um, and then after that, we were like, okay, I think it's time that we finally just do an LP.
Yeah, cool. So looking back, bro, how would you say that your music's changed or grown from the OSC demo in 2016 to All You Embrace?
Oh, I mean, it's it's grown tenfold. It honestly, compared to the demo, it doesn't even sound like the same band, I think,
Yeah,
which is
right.
kind of crazy, you know, to think about that. But I mean, like I said, we were literal kids like in high school, just trying to make a band and trying to have fun. Like we started our first band, a different band when I was like 15, and we were like just trying to, like I said, just trying to have fun and be involved in our scene and play some shows. And then One Step Closer started, and I was like, yeah, I think I could be a singer. Why not? You know what I mean? And then like, yeah, you know, and then just kind of went from there with it. And yeah, it's honestly amazing to look back and see where we started to where we are now, because I think us as people and like us as musicians have just grown so much, and I'm really proud of us, honestly.
Hey, good for you, brother. Now, what's next for One Step Closer, mate? Like the album comes out, I can imagine they're going to have you busy as fuck for a few months.
Oh yeah. Very, very busy. Yeah, we just announced our record release show today, actually. We're gonna do a home show for the first time in a long time. And then we have a tour announced that's coming out on Monday for a summer tour that we're doing in the States. But
Right.
before that, we're going to Europe for 3 weeks. And then we have a fall tour that's being planned. And then we got some more overseas stuff. And then we might come back to Australia possibly. Like there's just so much stuff, you know, in the air right now. But now that the record's almost out, it's like this is the exciting time. We get to like tour and play on the new songs and finally like, you know, create like a fun new set list to play for people.
Get up, brother. Well, thanks very much for your time today, Ryan. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, mate. The album All You Embrace is out May 17th, and I had to listen to it while I was writing the questions up this morning, bro. And it's a very, very well done album, mate. It's got a lot of sort of ebbs and flows in it, but overall, it's kick ass. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah. We really tried to make it have like a, you know, there's like leaps and valleys in it and have some slow stuff, have fast and, you know, a little bit of everything. So it's just like a more fun listening experience for people, you know. Hopefully it keeps people engaged the whole time.
Well, I got a very short attention span, brother, and I kept it going to all the way to the end. So you've done something right.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
No worries at all, brother. Hopefully, when you come back to Australia, we'll catch up and have a beer.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.